Pokemon Legends ZA has already changed Pokemon, and honestly, I think it's for the better. Now, recently there was a leak that just showed up that for Generation 10, we will be seeing something to do with this battle mechanic, or so they don't know which battle mechanic to use, like either turn-based battles or use the real-time action battles, which honestly, I think the real-time action battle really made Pokemon engaging. Now, of course, it could be implemented with so many extra features, but now that this is in the game, I think it's really fun. I've honestly spent so long just doing the battles, testing out different moves, different mega evolutions, different things, and I still haven't 100% completed the game. I was just going around doing battles, catching Pokemon in certain ways, just battling whatever Pokemon there. If there's just a random Pidgeot on a pole, I will make sure to hit him with Fire Blast from my Charizard. But overall, this is really awesome because it gives you, the player, the chance to finally experience the game like you wanted to experience it all those years back from watching the anime. Because I honestly wanted to play a Pokemon game that felt more like I was watching Pokemon Indigo League, like I was Ash Ketchum going to catch Pokemon, battle Pokemon, and now we finally got that in 2025. And who really cares about whatever's saying on the internet? This game was a messed up slop. Now, of course, it could have been better, but I think that how it is changing Pokemon, I think that this is actually good, because imagine how Generation 10 could actually do. Take some ideas from Legends ZA and implement it into a brand new game. This would be really awesome because I think there's a lot of things going for Legends ZA, and we don't even know what's going to be taking place in the DLC besides 2 Mega Raichus, which is pretty great by the way, but why couldn't we see Mega Pikachu, not Raichu, Pikachu, because Pikachu is so great. But anyways, all of these things aside, just make for a pretty fantastic game. It would have been awesome to go and explore Kalos to your heart's content, but hey, you're stuck in a city. That's great, right? But not only that, all of those things just make for a really interesting game. And inside of Generation 10, I think that they will most likely take all of these features and just mix them up to a pile of cake batter and throw it right there. Say, you know what? We listened to your feedback finally, and now we're going to give you the thing that you so want. A beautiful looking game with nice features and awesome textures and battle mechanics and everything associated with that. But overall, it's awesome. But not only that, the shiny hunting is cool. Now, may you like the old shiny hunting, or do you like the new shiny hunting where you don't even have to be there to catch yourself some favorite Pokemon? Now, of course, in every other Pokemon game, you really didn't have to be there if you had one of those turbo controller things that you could have just easily mapped out a button so then it keeps clicking the same button, but you could have a chance to miss it. So this one, they made sure that if there's a shiny Pokemon on the world, you have about a slot of 10 Pokemon, that this will happen. So overall, this is really exciting that, hey, you can get a whole bunch of shiny Pokemon for not even being there. I mean, that's pretty cool. If you don't have a turbo controller, there is a way that you can just press down on the stick, but it's only for a limited few amount of Pokemon, but it's still cool. The shiny hunting rates in this game is honestly really cool, and I honestly like the fact that the shiny charm is a little bit harder to get. So instead of actually, you know, getting all of the Pokemon, you can't just transfer all the Pokemon, start off the game with the shiny charm, and vice versa. I feel like that would have been cool, but you know, the shiny charm is a whole wishy-washy mess. May you like it, may you hate it, doing challenges for the shiny charm. So what does this mean for Pokemon Generation 10? Are we finally going to be seeing shiny charm like this? Do you have to do challenges for the shiny charm instead of just completing the Pokedex? Or was this a timed one exclusivity for Pokemon Legends ZA? It's all of these things mixed combined into the waters to make a pretty interesting game. The way that you started off with starter Pokemon from past games was honestly pretty cool. My first Pokemon, I wanted it to be Totodile, but it wasn't Totodile because I got some little keychain thingy from GameStop, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna use Chikorita. So overall, this is all really interesting, and how it changes Pokemon is dependent on how you look at it. May you say this is not changing whatsoever, it's just a game, it's just a test subject, it's just all of these things. But in my eyes, in my mind, I think that this definitely changes a lot of ways that I looked at Pokemon. When I was looking at Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, I honestly thought that game didn't look the greatest, and honestly, neither did Pokemon Legends Arceus. That game looked not that great, but for some reason, I honestly thought that this game would look horrible, but the game actually looks good. It looks pretty appetizing, especially if you're playing some sort of 4K TV or some OLED TV or whatever it is. It looks pretty good. Honestly, it looks pretty good. And they could probably take hints from that for Generation 10. And all of that stuff is going to pile into one amazing game. Because this game, honestly, is really cool. It looks good. It looks good. Now, they definitely could have implemented more features. Like locking things behind a paid DLC kind of sucks. Because we could have easily seen Raichu. Now, you might have the opinion on maybe since this game took 2 years to develop, they took 1 year to develop it and then develop the DLC and then release the DLC at the same time so you have something to look forward to. That could be a big possibility. But overall, it is very, very interesting. Now, I hope that Pokemon doesn't change the way that they're doing things right now to what this game implemented. We just mentioned it, the DLC. I hope for Generation 10, we don't see pre-release DLC for a game that wasn't even out and then you get the DLC later. I feel like if they announced it 4 months later, I don't think anyone would be really upset about that. But hey, it is what it is, I guess. So, how is this going to take place? Is Pokemon Generation 10 going to take all of these ideas and throw it into submission, or is it going to be something completely different? Because honestly, the way that this game handled the Pokeballs, the way that this game handled how you do things is really interesting, because if you lose your Pokemon ball in the wild, well then guess what? There's going to be some mailman that walks over, takes the Pokeball, stuffs it in his pocket, goes back to his post, and you can go right back, take that same Pokeball, throw it off a cliff if you wanted to, and that guy's gonna go and search for the Pokeball. Like the Pokeball has some sort of tracker on it, which is cool. So is this going to carry over in Generation 10? Because Generation 10 is set to be island themed. So if you throw a Pokeball underwater and it hits a rock or something, doesn't catch the Pokemon, is someone gonna go and collect your Pokeball and then bring it all the way back and say, hey, look, you lost something, you dropped a Pokeball, you should go and get it? I guess this kind of implements for Pokeballs, like expensive Pokeballs, so you don't really have to go and buy a Pokeball and another Pokeball and another Pokemon. But overall, it's a very, very interesting thing. So may you like this new way to play Pokemon, like the more action-packed combat, and the way that you catch Pokemon, shiny Pokemon, and everything associated to that? Or may you like the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, or more of the original times? We're probably not going to ever see any more 2D games unless they do some sort of remaster or whatever. I think the mainline game is going to be more like Scarlet and Violet, hopefully looks better, and then mixed with Legends Arceus or Legends ZA. That's probably what the next Pokemon game is going to be like. But hey, this is all right now leaks and rumors and information that you really gotta look out with a big microscope and be like, okay, raise an eyebrow. Is this actually going to be happening, or is this not going to be happening? Because a couple leaks that we did get was this game was going to be some sort of Greek mythology, which honestly, that would have been cool, but now we're realizing that it's going to be not based off of that. So overall, it's all of these interesting kind of things right now. But hey, maybe all of this Generation 10 stuff is going to evolve into a more amazing thing that you can see and be like, hey, it's got a lot of Pokemon things. Like, it's got ZA into it, it's got Scarlet and Violet, the open world exploration, it's got Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee art style. Hey, I would take it. Or Sword and Shield. Honestly, Sword and Shield wasn't the worst art style in the world. It actually looked pretty good. But overall, this is all things water under the bridge. That's probably how you say it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. What do you think about this? Do you think that Pokemon Legends ZA is changing Pokemon? Or do you think it's not doing anything? It's just a piece of plastic plattered over a Splatoon and, you know, mixed together with a big bucket of cake batter? Anyways, well, it's all very interesting, very exciting, and I just want to say thank you so much for subscribing. We're almost at 2,000 subscribers. That is honestly pretty crazy because I feel like we just hit 1,000, like not even that long ago. But anyways, That being said, I hope that you have a fantastic day and hope you get yourself a shiny Pokemon. See you in the next one.